When describing the French Revolution and Napoleonic Wars, historian David Bell used the term apocalyptic to best characterize the events in his novel, The First Total War, Napoleon's Europe and the Birth of Warfare as we know it. One of the people who best exemplified this apocalyptic idea that David Bell was describing was Maximilian Robespierre, who is most well known for his actions in the infamous Reign of Terror. Robespierre's paranoia and obsession with safeguarding the promised liberties from the Declaration of Rights of Man and of the Citizen drove him to such extreme measures that he, ironically, suspended those same liberties to apprehend and execute anyone who posed a threat to them. One of my most favorite moments in history is to talk about Maximilian Robespierre's downfall, most well known for the infamous Reign of Terror, where hundreds of accused people were executed with little to no evidence during the French Revolution. Robespierre's end and execution is also fascinating and interesting to learn about. Information about his downfall came from The French Revolution and Napoleon, a source book by Philip G. Dwyer and Peter McPhee. Towards the end of the Reign of Terror, Robespierre had isolated himself for several weeks and then reappeared out of nowhere at a national convention, accusing his Jacobin allies of being disloyal. However, in his accusations, he did not elaborate on who exactly was betraying him, so this display only discredited his image and alarmed the convention of his character and whether or not he was insane. These chaotic actions and accusations convinced Robespierre's opponents and the convention at large that Robespierre was out of control. When Robespierre appeared to do another speech the next day, members of the convention refused to allow him to make another speech, and his opponents decided to use this opportunity to attack and arrest Robespierre before he could accuse them of being disloyal and get them executed. In their confrontation with Robespierre and his remaining allies, it is reported that Robespierre attempted to shoot himself. Quote, "A pistol shot was fired at Robespierre's head. In fact, he attempted to commit suicide. Saint-Just was sabred. Coffenhal threw Henriot into a cesspool, and Robespierre the Younger jumped from a window and broke his leg. Leblanc killed himself." End quote. After everything calmed down, Robespierre, his brother, and 2 other members of the Committee of Public Safety, his party, were arrested and kept in a room at the Hotel de Ville. The letter or article, it's from the Gazette, that documented Robespierre's downfall stated that Robespierre, quote, "stayed here 2 hours on the floor, wounded in the jaw, unable to speak, and exposed to the sarcasm and insults by passerbys until Robespierre, end quote, until Robespierre was taken to join the other rebels to be executed through the guillotine." Couthon, Robespierre's associate, was paralyzed from the waist down after being thrown out of a window onto the Place de la Griffe. From, quote, 3 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the morning, end quote, the mobs gathered from the chaos would play and have their way with his broken body while he was still conscious and alive. Quote, "They took him by his arms and threw him into the air, letting him fall and laughing loudly at this." End quote. After that, he would be thrown into a river and returned to the other rebels to be executed alongside Robespierre and his remaining followers. Robespierre was described as being the only person with courage as they led him and his men to be executed. Quote, "His head was bandaged, his cold eyes normally extinct were alive and animated during his last moments." Quote, end quote. A cool and interesting thing to know, huh?